right, what's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well. All right, but this is going viral. I don't know if this was. I don't believe it was a skip. I know one. I saw one girl say he's playing. I don't personally think so. Now, if I would give it, I would give it some grace if they come out and say, "Well, look, the McDonald's workers was in on it. We was just playing. We just doing this for content." Maybe, but either way, I still don't think it's funny. I think it's just ridiculous. But it don't matter. The thing is this, brothers, as they say, art imitates life. Now, he's a man, so but what he's doing, man, he's going viral, right? Because he's doing it because he's a man. Of course, he acts very feminine. But we're gonna watch what he does, brothers, and tell me if you don't see this in the so-called black community, and tell me who you normally see doing this. And it's nothing new, brothers. I've been seeing it since first I ever seen it like 92, 91. When I was a young kid. It was the first time I witnessed, uh, I guess you would say, people being rude in the so-called black community. And like I said, you have men doing it. He's a man. Although he's acting like a woman, but he's a man. But in my experience, it's just my experience in life. No matter where I lived at in the United States, I would say 88 to 92, 93% of the time, basically the majority of the time, I see this type of behavior is with so-called black women. You understand what I'm saying? It's just what I see. I've seen brothers act a fool too, you know what I mean? But it's usually predominantly black women, you know. And my theory for that is that because chances are nothing's going to happen to them. They're not going to be held accountable. And if they do, they're going to be given leeway. If a so-called black man come in there, and then, and you'll catch a lot of these guys who are acting, feminine because they're protected. So they can do that too. They kind of get a lot of leeway as would a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because of this, the alphabet crew is whatever you want to call them, right? But anyway, let's check this out, man, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Let's go.
Oh, there's too much ice. Too much ice. Too much ice. Get that back. There's too much ice. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. There's too much ice. I said light ice.
All right, I ain't going to go to the rest of the stuff, man. I'm just being honest with you, brother. It's just too much for me, man. Too much. But anyway, for him to act like he was acting, right? And, you can watch the other video. This is the creator's name. You can watch the full video, whatever. And but anyway, brothers, the point being that I'm driving home, brothers, is that this behavior is nothing new. Like I say, some people say he was playing. I don't know. I don't believe he was. But anyway, whether he was or not, this is something that happens so often in the so-called black community. Like I said, I remember first time I ever seen it was like 91 or 92. Back then, where I came from, they call it nutting up. I'm finna nut up in here. And we was at Church's Chicken. We was at Church's Chicken. I'm not sure. I know back then, you could sit down and eat at Church's Chicken then. You might still could do that in certain states. I know where I'm living at now, Church's Chicken, you just come in. Actually, no, I think they do. I think you can sit down. But, anyway, it was kind of like a dining experience way back then. A lot of people sat down, ate, so on and so forth. But anyway, that's when I first saw it. And the reason I'm saying that is that to to add more to my credence is that you usually see this happening where in what you would call low-end restaurants. Not saying these restaurants are bad, but Church's Chicken, Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Burger King. You'll see people acting a fool. That place in New York City, even though I believe those girls, I don't know if they was black. Some of them look black, but they could have been Latino. I want to say they were black, what they would call Afro-Latino. They had some so-called black features. They tore up the restaurant for ketchup. Brothers, in Chicago not too long ago, so-called black girls go in there at a Hispanic restaurant and tear it up because they wanted a refund after they ate half the food. Talking about it's the wrong order after they ate half the food. Which is an old trick anyway, man. That's old too, brother. I'm pretty sure it go back past before I was even born, but I remember, I remember we doing stuff like that in the '90s, man, thinking it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, brothers, we didn't. I'm not saying. I remember seeing that stuff in the '90s too. Being honest with you, but point being, brothers, is that this type of behavior I've been seeing damn near the majority of my life, man, and it's predominantly so-called. Of course, I'm biased because I live in a predominantly so-called black community, but I'm gonna just stick with my people. It's predominantly black women who I see doing this. It never ceased to fail, man. Don't get me wrong, I've seen other races do it as well, but I predominantly see so-called black women, man, acting a fool, nutting up, tearing up stuff. You be like, what are you doing this for? How much is it? It only costs $5, $10, $15. Man, you ready to crash out over something that trivial? And that's the main point. But the reason why people are ready to crash out over something so trivial and minuscule is because their lives are in disarray. They cannot be living their best life, as they would say, when this small triggers you. A lot of them are mad. They're frustrated. You know what? I wish somebody would make me today. I'm going off. They're ready to take their anger out on anybody to get it off their chest. And you will find that once they take their anger out, they'll be all nice and happy for a while. It's like they released it. And a lot of times they will actually want to be your friends. Like, are you serious? You just destroyed my car. Now you want to be friends? Yeah, man. You still mad about nigga? You'll find they'll do things like this. You be like, what? Is this person psycho? Nah, a person ain't psycho. They nothing wrong with them. I know people like, oh, I got this. Nah, they ain't got nothing. They just been getting away with bad behavior due to society and such other things, how they was raised, that they think that's cool and that's normal. But that's not how it goes. But anyway, that's it right there, brothers. It's nothing new. I think he's going viral because he's a man, even though he's, in an alternative lifestyle. Because it's so many videos you can look up that's similar to this that was way before this. I remember years ago, but I don't know if you guys remember, years ago, it was a black woman going crazy over McDonald's cookies. In the drive-thru. I forget, I think she kind of went viral, man, maybe about 6-7 years back. You guys might can look it up. It might pop up. I mean, a light-skinned sister with braids at the time, you know what I mean? I mean, she was going off over those McDonald's cookies. I'm like, are you serious? Man, you can make your own cookies. Cookies take 30, 40 minutes to bake. I mean, she was going off, man. And you like, bro, I think the cookies were $3-4 back then. I'm like, yo, man, this is crazy. But you'll be amazed what people will crash out over, brothers. But anyway, brother, that's it. It is what it is. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna. I just say it's not gonna get no better no time soon. It's only gotten worse from my vantage point. It's only gotten worse. They have gotten even ruder from those people I saw do it in the '90s. You understand what I'm saying? They have gotten way ruder. They would make a lot of the women I saw do it in the '90s. They would make them look like saints. The stuff I've seen in real time today, stuff I've witnessed in real time today and on social media, especially in the last 10, 15 some years, I'm like, wow. They would make a lot of those women back then who I predominantly, that's all I really seen back then. I'm trying to think that I see a man or so. I might have, but I can only remember, like I said, even throughout my whole life, it's just been predominantly women, man. I'm not just trying to pit women down, I'm just being honest with you. I mostly see women doing this. I have seen a couple of brothers, but anyway, that's it right there, brothers. It's not going to get no better, and that's just what it is. I'm out. Peace.